Всем привет, друзья! Мы продолжаем играть в третий Baldur's Gate. Я немножечко вне записи поколдовал. И в итоге решил изменить класс Shadowheart. Решил в связи с тем, что мне посоветовал подписчик, чтобы я это сделал. И я ее перекачал. Под класс у нее, на хил сделан упор. И действительно, когда я перекачивал, я заметил много плюсов в плане хила. Теперь в этом плане от нее будет гораздо больше пользы. И гораздо больше плюсиков. В прошлой серии мы остановились на том, что разговаривали с родными Джахейры. Сейчас продолжим это делать. Я вроде с Джорданом говорил. Я надеюсь, это не родной ее сын? Или она кувыркалась с орком?
Thrive in its own independence. You know, same way you raised us.
I raised you to be a sweet and kind boy. What happened?
I watched what you did instead of listening to what you said. This house has taken in a lot of children over the years. Mother dear was sometimes more commander than, well, mother dear.
Так вы все ее подопечные? По моему опыту, она суровая, но справедливая.
You see? This one is well trained. I have no need for you anymore, faithless boy.
Oh, save your fangs for someone who thinks you might actually use them. I've only ever seen her truly angry once. We were down the market when I was about 9 years old. Some merchant started in with the usual. Yes, but where's your family? Whose son are you, really? When Mother was done with him, well, let's say he won't have any sons of his own to worry about.
Nature's law in action.
Но с ними особо не поговоришь, как я понял.
I'll tend the sanctuary till the real druid is ready to return. Make sure that happens, eh? I'm still just an apprentice. Coming along nicely there, Floki. Good, strong roots. You three.
Не GSM. Ой, все, не надо ее брать. Пофиг. В доме Джахейры мне не хочется брать все подряд, если честно. Письмо от Джахейры. Кстати, что я хотел сказать и забыл. Ас для штыря. Чего? Ой, сколько тут чтива. Жесть. Не то не ринулся, короче, да?
Something good here, I hope.
Теперь у меня Shadow Heart носит тяжелую броню, кстати. Лучше хотел сказать. Короче, не знаю, какой штырь имеется в виду. Забытый лес.
I hope you were hibernating, little cub. I can't think of another reason you wouldn't come down to say hello.
Jaheyra, I didn't want to see if you were really dead. They said
Who said?
Jord and Ryan. They didn't think I could hear.
You little sneak thief? Well, they were wrong. Look, not dead. I just had a few adventures. Like,
Например, попыталась меня убить. Мы освободили Пикси из волшебного фонаря. Она была жутко невоспитанная. Мы сражались вместе с боевым ангелом. Мы разрушили заклятия, тяготевшие над лунными башнями. Мы сразились с богом смерти, я победила. Мы сражались вместе с боевым ангелом.
No, cub. She does not mean me. Now, cub. Solitude is a wonderful thing, but not too much. Come downstairs and fight with your sisters.
Wait here. I was keeping this safe.
My Harper pin. Oh, was a certain little sneak thief playing down in my sanctuary?
No.
Вот этот значок, наверное, нужно использовать, нет? Как я его, кстати, не заметил, когда поднимался сюда? Его тут не было еще? Давайте проверим.
No one back home will ever believe this.
Wondered if it would take you long to spot.
И вместе идем.
Pay no mind to those. You're probably safe so long as I am here. But if you do not trust me, take the weight from the pressure plate there.
Я не вижу нажимную плиту.
Have no fear.
The orb casts glyphs, familiar to the druid of ownership. Overwhelming it with the same element can often disable the enchantment.
Прикольно.
The work is never done. Go. The only patch of wilderness this city permits me. There ought to be supplies here to aid us.
All right, what now?
Я вроде делал зелье разговор с животными. Походу не делал.
A long way to go still.
Ready and waiting. Well, certainly waiting. Nature's
Ладно.
servant awaits.
Druid, it's good to have you home. The new informants are coming along.
А я думал, будет какой-то прям диалог большой.
There's been killings in a holy place. Stinks of incense and blood.
Я вообще ненавижу крыс после этого. Святилище Шарма вроде были, где было полно крыс.
I bring word of gnomes. Gnomes in the sea. Down by the blushing mermaid, there's a stink of something fey. Smell of arse too. But boss doesn't care about that.
Ой, жесть. Фу. Не очень приятно с ними разговаривать.
Despite everything, these boots have seen everything.
В смысле, внимание, провал? Почему?
Bet I can crack that open.
Keen eye. But if it's supplies you seek, weapons to aid in our fight, you won't find them behind that door. There is nothing back there of worth to anyone but me.
Ага, я вот свой личный хлам тоже только за секретными дверьми храню.
It should be no surprise to you that Harpers like to hold their secrets close. Whether there is sense in it or not. On my word, all you will find inside is dust. And the moldering keepsakes of a much younger woman. But then, perhaps I make too much of this. How can I beg privacy when I was not half so trusting on our first meeting? Pass then. Go on. See what it is a foolish old Harper thinks worth hiding away.
Ну почему бы нет?
Rite of the timeless body. What's that about? I'd best ask Джахейры.
Я, кстати, перекрашивал своего персонажа, когда заканчивал с Shadow Heart. Ого! Ничего такого говоришь, ебать? Нормально. А, у меня нет умения. Да у меня вроде лучшее оружие. Посох. Блядь. Еще одна буква и все.
At your command.
Ну можно ей поставить.
Still alive, so that's progress.
Посох не знаю кому. Пусть в лагерь идет.
What to do?
Но мне не нравится булава. Только мечи. Ого. Это именно для Джахейры.
I've had to renew parts over the years, but the heart remains the same as the day he gave it to me.
Жалко, доспеха тут никаких нету. Для нее. Или хотя бы было бы 2 меча, не знаю. Маловато тут всего, я бы сказал.
Action, not reaction. One true way. At least things have stayed interesting.
I think you might have made a terrible mistake. Huh? Chasing rumor halfway around the city and back. Crossing the guild. Wading through filth. Defying the one creature upon whom your very life depends. All for a madman and his rodent. The Absolute threatens thousands. The entire coast. And still you risked much to help one man. I should berate you. But I can only say thank you. Your reasons were your own. But whether you meant for it or not, your fight is our fight, huh? Both of us. To the very end.
Минск станет ценным союзником, я не сомневаюсь.
He is an ass. I can make no promises beyond that. But even so, lead the way. We're yours to command.
В твоем убежище мне попался свиток. Там было что-то про неувядающее тело.
The threat of spanking never kept the children from poking through my things. Why should it deter you? It is a ritual, or it describes one at least, practiced by druids of certain esoteric circles. If they be learned and powerful enough, the practitioner of this ritual might slow their aging, extend their life well beyond its natural reach. In greener days, I might have been strong enough to do it. I might be yet, with the right preparations.
Это потрясающе. Чем я могу помочь?
Do not look at me like that. I have been content to see the span of my natural years. A privilege far too few in this world can claim. I do not speak of clinging to life for its own sake, I just look back on that life's work and I wonder, is it done? The dead three plague the world still. The city still falls prey to small minds like Gortash or lost souls like Orin. It is every harper's hope to be a light that drives out darkness. But I've lived long enough to see so many of those lights burn out, while the shadows cling stubbornly on. Knowing that, isn't it our duty to burn on if we can? To fight for as long as we are able?
You have more in common with my people than you'd think. On the astral plane, our finest knights can live for millennia, and they devote every thought to vanquishing Geich.
Or pleasing their own undying queen, who lives on to serve What purpose, exactly?
Ты считаешь, за вечную жизнь можно заплатить любую цену? Желание продлить свою жизнь совершенно естественно. Слишком много умствований на мой вкус. Не бери на себя слишком много, орфистка. Никто не может починить мир в одиночку. Желание продлить жизнь свою — это совершенно
Of
естественно.
course. It is our way. Just as it is death's way to meet us along the path, gently oblivious to whatever it is we want. I spent most of my life fighting those who tried to escape their end. Gatherick, Irenicus, Sarevok. That is not company I would like to keep. In truth, I had put this ritual from my mind. Until last light. Trapped in that darkness. I turned to my research again. What if I was a little stronger? As fast as I once had been. Then you came. And made the question moot. But I kept this. Just in case, I told myself. A final resort. Perhaps you were not the savior you seemed. I had learned better than to think of life as some simple tale after all. There is no guarantee of happy endings, or true heroes. I believe that still. But when I look on all that we have achieved since, I wonder perhaps it is not heroes we need. Only people who are willing to try. I do not know what manner of story that makes. But I do know that without an ending, it would be no story at all. So I will accept mine. When and however it comes. As for this city story, well, that is entirely your problem now, Cub.
Хватит кичиться возрастом, мои соплеменники живут дольше твоих, полуэльф. Жаль, юная и полная сил Джахейра мне бы не помешала.
Do not be so sure. I was not always so soft and agreeable as I have become. But I do not plan on going anywhere just yet. And besides, you still have a tadpole in your skull. You're almost certainly going to die first.
Сука. Почему ты мне не рассказала про свою семью?
I have given you much reason to think that Harpers hoard secrets like precious stones, but I promise you, this was not some intrigue. Just, plain and simple foolishness. As if by keeping clear of my family, I might keep them clear of the cult in turn. And if this fight were to go against us, well, they had already done their mourning. Why visit it on them twice?
Скажи честно, ты просто боялась Рион.
Of course I was. You met her, did you not? The girl had opinions before she had teeth. I was wrong to think I could keep my children from this fight. They're Baldurian born and bred. The only damned reason I root myself in this place. This city is a cesspit. An open sewer of the soul that taints us with its filth and churns us out when all that is good has been stripped away. It also happens to be their home. And so it is mine. Ugh. That might be the first time I have said that out loud. Now come. We had best get to saving it. Lest Ryan turn her ire on us both. Ask it.
Хочу спросить об амулете, который был в твоем доме. А остальное вроде спрашивал.
Oh dear. Should I brace myself for some fashion advice? But I suppose you have earned better than glibness from me. It was a gift from my husband Khalid. He was a harper. A better one than me, truth be told. Any idiot can swing a sword, but to believe in the cause with the whole of your heart, a much trickier thing. He died. Alone. In pain. And far too young. Murdered by a mage who craved immortality. I'll not grant it by naming him in the same breath as my husband.
The quiet, unassuming shadow to Jaheira's strength, Khalid was another warrior who helped end the Balspawn crisis. Shortly after, he was murdered by the mad mage John Irenicus.
Расскажи мне о нем что-то такое, чего больше никто не знает.
Most harpers swagger and flash their feathers to catch your attention. Khalid was quiet to a fault. I've never known a warrior to go so far out of his way to avoid a fight, which meant the few he chose were usually the right ones. And when we were married, on an upturned cart in the rainy Dalelands, he stammered so much. I've never been sure if our vows actually counted.
Кажется, обладала внутренней силой.
Oh, I'm sure time and an aging mind has smoothed out a few of his flaws. But he was a good man. The songs make much of Khalid's meekness. A quiet little harper who had to keep a tight hold on his courage, but he had it when it counted. And more than that, he had compassion. When you live a harper's life, see all that a harper sees, that is by far the harder thing to hold on to. But a bard can tell you all the rest. As for all the things they cannot, well, I shall just have to keep those for myself.
Ой, это поговорили.
Moving in.
Красиво у нее, конечно, убежище здесь, Джахейры. Почти всю серию потратили на это. Но мне понравилось. Я очень рад узнать о ней побольше. Особенно учитывая, что я в предыдущей части не играл.
No arguing. Just tell me you're well.
I am well.
And Minsk?
We're working on it.
You'll get him back. I owe him a kicking for showing Fig how to throw hatchets. So, this cult. What's our plan?
I'm not fool enough to think I can change your mind. But if you're staying, I don't want you taking up arms. There are other ways to fight.
Really? Like what?
Заняться целительством. Вы можете превратить ваш дом в лазарет.
Fair point. Though I'll leave the herb lore to Jord. I was always better at breaking bones than mending them.
I remember. The very reason George had so many patients to hone his craft on.
If I have to stay home and babysit, then it's your job to make sure there's still a home to look after. Take what you need, and we'll do the grand reunion when you come back for good. So, lovely as it is to have you back, Mother, go away. You have work to do.
Aye, aye, Commander. Wait, one more thing. There are doppelgangers on our trail. One even went so far as to steal my face.
All right then. If you turn up looking for hugs and kisses, I'll be sure to shoot first.
That's my girl.
Commander!
Spare me your salutes, little traitor. You walked me right into that ambush.
Sorry, Commander. You are my commander, but George promised me pies.
I can't fault your priorities. You look after them for me?
Can I have a real sword?
No.
Fine.
Сюда можно привезти Минска. Даже нужно. Его просят. Ну, можно оставить Shadow Heart попробовать. Просто посмотреть, что там будет. Она все равно все время молчала.
So Джахейры is willing to embrace mortality, the ultimate form of retirement, and that's thanks to impressing her through your actions. Quite the compliment.
Это точно.
If you're sure. Fine. I'll be here whenever you rediscover your taste in company.
Ох, ёб твою мать. А зачем она не передала все? Алло? Игра, шо с тобой? Блять, Лазарь получает перегрузку теперь. Ну, зашибись. Надо было сначала все продать, наверное, не знаю. А где Минск? Я думал, будет рядом с Джахейрой.
I'll give it a shot.
Да, блядь, нет. Ай. А он точно здесь есть вообще? А, вот он, да.
Джахейры littering the streets in broad daylight. I swear, sometimes it is as if she does not care for this city at all. Fine lodgings you have found, my friend. Who is already in negotiations with the guardian spirits of this place. In Baldur's Gate, they are likely to be rat-formed and eager to charge rent. But Boo shall secure safe slumber for all. Now, what do you need of Minsk?
Ты помнишь, зачем встречался с Зентарим?
So dark an alliance sealed with Sentish contracts, cultish vows, and a dragon's shining horde. You think Minsk could forget? You are correct. I have no idea what any of that was about. But we shall simply... Gah! Ooh, why do you gnaw at my soft parts? I am trying to... Once again, in smaller words? I see. This truth you seek. Boo believes that Minsk is knowing more than Minsk knows. But it is a difficult thing. There are memories of this time that Minsk does not remember. And Booz suggests that just as he helps with tricksome itches in awkward places, you must reach what Minsk cannot. The parasite. You can use it to tickle free whatever truth you seek.
Тебе не слишком по душе эта идея.
The worm has already whipped me around the city like a slack-backed pony. I have no wish to saddle myself a second time. But if it cannot be Boo who pops inside my skull for a rummage, then I trust you. Or Jahira, but she is currently possessed of an empty head.
At first, there is nothing. His mind is empty as a still expanse of open country. But then... your face, the Stone Lord's face, mirrored in bloodied steel. In the heat of burning buildings, you hold your blade high above pale, frightened faces.
No, that is not right. I slew only monsters. The voice said that they were monsters.
A whisper. The Absolute's voice, twisting the petty guild thieves before you into snarling, savage beasts, feeding on the weak of your city.
The guild. The Stone Lord hunted them, peeled away their rotten ranks one by one to lay bare their corrupt heart. 9-finger skin. That is what the Absolute bought Black Zentish Steel to do. To kill the Guildmaster.
Насколько я могу судить, ты получал удовольствие от того, что делал. Но он получал это удовольствие из-за личинки, наверное, в голове. Итак, Зентарим скидывают гильдию. А дальше что? Какая выгода культу? Пошли в гильдейскую таверну. Надо добраться туда раньше, чем закончится бой.
Until Minsk arrives, the battle has not even begun. Whatever strangeness you believe you saw, there is only one simple truth in Minsk's mind. The cult is evil. The guild is evil. And Minsk fights evil. If you cannot believe his words, then watch his doings. We will foil the Zentish plot, and then we will show 9 fingers the 5 fingers of Minsk. Yes?
Мне кажется, если я беру Минска в отряд, то Джахейра должна оставаться 100% тоже. То есть Shadowheart придется пока посидеть здесь вместе с этой... Скарлах. Так просто?
Yes? Yes. A little rest to brush the road from Boo's fur, and then back to our adventuring.
Мы едва познакомились, а ты уже зовешь меня своим другом.
Of course, my friend. Or are we not friends?
Конечно, мы друзья.
Then you have a sword at your side and a hamster at hand, whenever you need them.
Он какой-то
Unless I
странный.
die, or you die, or you do anything at all to upset Boo. Now, does Boo see a question in your eye, or just a parasite poking through?
Давай на чистоту. Что у тебя с этим хомяком?
Well, Boo, explain yourself. Clear enough?
Твой хомяк правда с тобой разговаривает?
There is nothing jestful in the bond between a ranger and his companion. Before Boo, I was a typical berserker of Rashomon. Duty-bound, and full of my own seriousness. The problem with one so gazing of their navel, however, they are easily ambushed. Brigands split my skull like a sodden wineskin. It was as I recovered that Boo first appeared. He told me that I had felt the great poking finger of justice, marking Minsk as its champion and Boo as my guide. As for the headache, well, justice cannot always afford to be gentle.
Так ты паладин справедливости?
Do not be ridiculous. If any of us is chosen by the gods, it is obviously Boo. Now, shall we away? My boots crave the crunch of unvirtuous nethers.
Когда наши мысли соединились, там было кое-что непонятное.
Oh, the mind of Minsk is a simple place. Of what strangeness do you speak?
The memories resurface. A lifetime of battles blurring into one. A single constant is Minsk, launching into the fray no matter the foe, be they god, monster, or man. It seems just the barest glimpse of what the man before you has seen and done, but enough to know that he has no right to still be alive.
Ah, wait! That look in your eye. I know exactly what visions of Minsk you have seen to cause you such wonder. My pants. Thrice laced, in the Rashomar style, so that a berserker might split skulls without fear of splitting breeches too. They are fiendishly complex, but fear not for Minsk. With training, he has learned to master the many little knots.
Блин, пытаюсь проникнуться этим персонажем, но это, походу, единственный персонаж, который мне вот не особо нравится. Блять, что с текстурами на заднем фоне, господи. Так, все, хватит уже о твоих штанах. Ты странствовал по разным мирам, сражался с богами. Ты правда настолько туп, что непонятно, как ты до сих пор дышишь. Точно, удивительно, что ни в одной песне о них не упоминалось.
The bard says Boo. They conspire not to safeguard our trousers, but to rid the world of pants entire. On this matter of sharing memories, I see no reason for us to worry at one another's worms. If there is more we wish to know, we can simply ask, no? Is it power? True, it has made Minsk strong. Boo can scarcely get comfortable, so firm has my physique grown. But what does the parasite take in return? It is a horror wrapped in honey. Stay your sweet tooth, says Boo.
Так, к сожалению, у меня душа заканчивает. Так бы я еще с ним поговорил и прокачал бы его даже, но уже в следующей серии. Всем спасибо за просмотр, ставьте лайки, подписывайтесь, а главное комментируйте, чтобы я мог с вами общаться. До скорых встреч!